Hello, people. This is JD. I witnessed some things in the last couple of days that is totally ridiculous. People have the audacity to call themselves constitutionalists. I would call them Khrushchev, Stalin, Mussolini, Hitler. Those type of people is what they are. They have the audacity to call themselves true constitutional conservatives. They have a name that's truly sounding very constitutional, like restoring America. But these hypocrites that are out there, they post things like, unless you're going to support Trump, you're not permitted at this site, or you are not permitted to talk about anybody else in the presidential campaign other than Trump that's seeking for a president, because that's who they want. Almost like John Lennon. And I mean John Lennon, Soviet Union. Like Joseph Stalin. Or what you call it, Mussolini. Or Adolf Hitler. Listen to yourself. And you have the audacity. I get brutally criticized by you all because I ask those who sit there and do nothing to please leave and leave space for someone who would be more active in supporting what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is just get people to be active. They don't have to go and vote for me. Check me out, I will agree. If you like me, help me and support me. If you dislike, let's talk. And when you go in to vote, whatever name you check or whatever name you write down, it's yours and yours alone. Not mine or not anybody else, especially someone here on the internet trying to tell you this is who you will vote for and no one else. And they call themselves conservative constitutionalists that believe in the Constitution of the United States. They might believe in the Constitution, but they definitely do not believe in the first 10 amendments. It really upsets me when I hear people criticize me and then they turn around and do exactly what they did. Why is it? You know, the only person I could compare you to is those hypocrites who yell they're born again Christians. And they condemn everybody to hell. What gives them the right to condemn anyone to hell? Did you ever bother to read the New Testament? Read the writings of Christ? See what he's all about? No, you can stand up there and condemn people. You're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. But I'm not, because I believe in Christ. But I don't do his following. I don't do his teachings. I might go to church 3-4 times a week, but as far as what he's about, who knows? Well, a lot of you in here are the same way about our Constitution. And you restrict people. You remind me of this one lady that I used to be friends with that I'm no longer a friend with because I choose not to be. Me and her husband was discussing politics, and there was a young man in line waiting. And she started yelling, Trump, 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 Trump's the only way, Trump the vote, Trump this, Trump, Trump, Trump. Guy said, I don't have to listen to this, and walked away. Then she hollered at me and her husband. We weren't doing the yelling. We weren't chasing the guy away. She was. But it's our fault. That's the way the hypocrites of this country are. They sit there and they proclaim their dictatorship over the people, and then when something goes wrong, it's everybody else's fault. The only people I want on my site and Facebook are those of free thinkers, open-minded, and are willing to discuss anything and everything. I don't care if it's about saving the planet. I don't care if they're extremely Greenpeace. I don't care if they're EPA to the ultimate, even though I don't believe in it. I don't care if they're completely anti-abortion. I don't care if they're completely abortion. I don't care. As long as they're willing to discuss it openly and freely. That's the people I want on my Facebook, on my websites. That's the people I want to check me out. Because you are the thinkers. I want you, that is the person who's not afraid to stand up and say, I am this, and this is why I believe it. Now, why do you believe different? And we can discuss it. Or, JD, I support you completely, but, and there better be a but, because anyone who is 100% JD has to be JD. Me. I hate these hypocrites. I just like them. They're so phony. They're so fake. They're so unreal. I got people that kicking me off the site because I say if you truly believe in the Constitution and you truly support the Constitution as it is written, then you must be a liberal. You can't be a conservative. Because our Constitution is the most liberal document for any government in the world. Do you realize our Constitution sets up and basically states that people shall dictate to the government, not the government dictates to the people. That the government shall serve the people and not the people serve the government. That each and every one of us are equal in the eyes of the law, the government, and this nation. That we are of many different diversities, but one people. And then there's a preamble, which makes promises for the existence. Yes, I'm going to read it. The preamble. We the people, it starts off. It doesn't say we the government of the United States or the federal government of the United States or the government of the United States. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. It doesn't say perfect, it says more. That means it's better than what was before. Yes, the United States existed before the Constitution. It was under the Articles of Confederation, and we had 7 presidents under the Articles of Confederation that were presidents of the United States of America, even though they were elected by the Continental Congress. To form a more perfect union, establish justice. So first promise, to form a more perfect union. Second promise, establish justice. Third promise, ensure domestic tranquility. Fourth promise, to provide for the common defense. Fifth promise, promote the general welfare. Sixth promise, to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Those are the 6 promises that the preamble gives to you. Those are the 6 reasons the preamble exists. Those are what we, the United States American people, are all about. Nowhere in there does it say we shall dictate who you will vote for, who you won't vote for. Nowhere in there does it say we shall tell you how to think. Nowhere in there does it tell you any of these things that I am now seeing people post on my Facebook. I have no problem with these people who are so wholeheartedly, blindly supporting Trump. Put it up for discussion. But don't tell me I have to vote for him. Don't tell me I have to agree with you. No one tells me what I think, what I feel, and how I vote. I don't care who you are. And these hypocrites, they are so phony. I mean, it's like the congressmen and senators who smoke marijuana but enforce the laws of marijuana. Talk about being hypocritical liars. So bottom line, people, my sites are open to everybody who wishes to discuss how they feel, what their political views are, and why they feel and think that way. But also, at the same time, they must respect the others out there who may have different political views, different ideas, different beliefs. I don't care if it's about politics, if it's about religion, if it's about personal finances. I don't care if it's about how you got here or how you didn't get here. I don't care which you wish to discuss as long as it's open, freely, and allow total free discussion. Then you're welcome to my site and I will never kick you off. But you people who want to tell everybody what they will think, how they will do things, and don't open anything for discussion, I really think you are the phoniest, most hypocritical, especially if you claim the Constitution behind your hypocrisy. And then those of you who just wish to sit here and do absolutely nothing and take up space, please open up my spaces. I got thousands upon thousands of people who wish to be a friend, so that we could have more open discussions. I don't need a lump on a log. Now, if you're here because you want to observe, then say that. Say, JD, I'm at your site because it's so open, it's so free, that I can observe other people discussing things, and I enjoy being on your site. Then you're more than welcome. But you see, that's what I want. And as president, that's what I need. I need you to be active, to be strong. I don't care if you sit in the background and just listen, but when the time comes to count, I need you to be counted. Yes, I need you. I need each and every one of you to be active, to be true to yourself, and most of all, true to our Constitution. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, write the Heritage Foundation and they'll send you this book free. Absolutely free. And all you got to do is read it. It's not that big. It's got the Declaration of Independence, which will shock the living daylights out of you. Because if you read the Declaration of Independence, every single complaint our forefathers have is true and to the point with our own Congress right now. That's what upsets me about what's on my Facebook, on those people. I have no problems with someone supporting Donald Trump. Iron call hat. I mean, this is going to be it. Donald Trump is the sliced bread to our politicians. He might be, but let me tell you, politicians aren't any good. I feel like George Washington. He's not a conservative. He's not a liberal. He is Donald Trump. He is out for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is Donald Trump. I will not deny the man has some ideas, but he has no idea on how to do things with our federal government, because our federal government is not a business he owns. Just because you're president does not give you absolute power. It's far from it. But let the people follow you, then you have power. I could sit here crying about what the political parties have done. They've locked me into the internet, but only you people can get me out. I can't seem to get anyone who used to understand this. I can't seem to get anyone who used to remember who JD was or is and hasn't changed. But then it's not June. But when June comes, you'll be there, and then you're sorry it's too late. You got to help. I can't do this alone. I wish I could. Donald Trump doesn't do it alone. Hillary Clinton don't do it alone. Sanders don't do it alone. Cruz don't do it alone. That other guy with Cruz, they don't do it alone. And I wish Trump would quit crying like a baby. I'm sick and tired of hearing him cry, 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 cry. He's a crying baby, is all he is. Cruz is a liar, 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 Cruz lied. Cruz did this. Oh, the brother guy doing this. Oh, they do. Stand up on your own 2 feet and take the blows in the chin and continue to fight on. If you can't do that, Trump, then what the heck are you doing there in the first place? Grow up. Who cares Cruz is a liar? He pretty well proves it every time he opens his mouth. It's like whatchamacallit song. I know you're lying because your mouth is moving. Well, we know Cruz lying because his mouth's moving. Do you see him standing on the Senate floor while the Senate is in session? No, you see him in some state on the other side of the country. So he's not doing his job that he promised the people of Texas. So right then and there, he is lying. And I bet he's taking their paycheck, too, from Congress. And he puts the people of Texas at a big disadvantage in the Senate because now they only have 1 representative there. Why don't you use that, Trump? Because that's truth. Gosh. Instead of calling him a liar, call him incompetent. Call him a thief. Show the people how he cannot keep his own word. Don't tell people he's a liar. Show them. It's all over the place. Now, I'm no more supporter of Trump than I am of Cruz. I don't support either one equally. I'm a candidate myself. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't dislike any one of them. I don't dislike Hillary Clinton. I feel she should be standing before the world court for all the murders she have committed as the Secretary of State, interfering with in Congress, interfering with governments throughout the world. She should be just as held responsible as any of these other people. But that's not my call, is it? I feel that our government should have fired some Supreme Court judges for treason to the Constitution when they ruled on prayer in school. They went against the Constitution not once, but twice. They went against the First Amendment, the first phrase, and they completely ignored the 10th Amendment. By not following the Constitution, they weakened the Constitution. By weakening the Constitution, they committed treason to the Constitution. So, what do I tell you? What is this one about? It's about simply, people, try being honest with yourself first. Look at what you really are. If you are out there dictating to people what they must think, what they must believe, what they have to know, if you're out there to listen to them and why they don't agree with you, then yes, I would say you are a constitutionalist because you allow them to speak. If you are openly willing to discuss your views with others and listen to each other and respect each other's views, then I say yes, you are a true constitutionalist. If you believe in our Constitution as it is written, all of the Constitution, from top to bottom, from the first word, we, to the last word in the last amendment, then I'll say yes, you're a constitutionist. But if you think that some things don't really mean what they say or should be different, or you ignore parts you don't like, or you think it should be reinterpreted another way than what it is, then no, you're not. And if you're one of those people that hold the Constitution up high, like these born-again Christians who hold the cross up high, but yet neither one of them follows the teachings they proclaim to be, no, you're a hypocrite. So, what am I? I'm a person who truly believes in the Constitution as it is written. And I'm a man who truly believes that this great wise man in the temple, when they directed him and tried to trap him, said, "Give me a coin." And he held up the coin and he said, "Whose face is on that coin?" And he said, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render unto God what is God's." I always added, never shall the twain mix. So I guess I truly believe in the Constitution of the United States, and I truly believe in Jesus Christ. Which church do I endorse? The one not made by man, because every single thing man does has a flaw. Even God has said that. Man does nothing perfect. But which one do I think is the worst? Sorry, I'm back to where they're all equal to the same to me. Though I've been baptized Roman Catholic, there's a lot of flaws within the Roman Catholic, just like there is in any other religion. And there's a lot of good in the Roman Catholic, just like there is in any other religion. We as Christians must look for the good and never condemn the bad. We as Christians must be the example, as Jesus was the example to the world. But please don't crucify me. We as Christians must be honest and truthful. At the same time, we must realize there is a separation of church and state, and that must be maintained. We as Americans must believe that every single citizen within this country, from the day they're born to the day they die, has certain rights, promises, and privileges according to the Constitution. And we must be there to protect it for the innocent, for the young, for the elders, for those who cannot protect themselves, and must see to it that it is there and always will be there. We as American citizens must believe that our Constitution will always stand as the supreme law of the land, not the law that comes, well, maybe we could change it a little bit here, or maybe we don't even have to follow it, like both Hillary and Trump feels. Or maybe we could change this or change that a little bit. Take a little bit of rights away. Take a little bit of privileges away from the Constitution. The people won't miss it. After all, we're giving them more safety. Hey, you all want to be safe? I know how to be completely safe. Check into a prison. I guarantee you terrorists don't go in there. Oh, come to think of it, there probably are. You see, safety is a prison. Freedom is the daring. When you are free to go out into the country and do as you truly believe is right, you take a chance that someone along the way is not going to like it and going to shoot you. Where if you stay locked up in your home and say nothing and do nothing, you're usually pretty safe. I use those as analogies. So people, those of you I see that declare yourself a constitutionalist and then demand that people think only the way you think, will you please shut up? You're a hypocrite. You're a liar. You don't even know what our Constitution is about. And don't sit there and say you do when you do such an act. Your acts are the only thing. Your action only counts, not the words out of your mouth. Remember, two people walk into the bank. One's a bank robber, one's there to do a deposit. They're stopped at the door by the guard. What are you doing here? Oh, we're depositing money, says one. The other one says, oh, we're depositing money. They both walk up to the tellers. One of them pulls out a gun and robs it. Is that really a depositor, or is that a bank robber? Did he not lie? Was he not a hypocrite? His words said he was a depositor. His actions said he was a bank robber. The same thing goes with our Constitution. If you believe in the Constitution, you support the Constitution, your actions must prove it. You do not dictate, condemn, or put someone down because their beliefs are different than yours. Our diversity is what makes us this country. Our unity as a people is what makes us great. So this is JD, presidential candidate for 2016. Understand what I am saying. I don't need hypocrites. I don't need liars. But if you're open for discussion and you're willing to speak up, stay on my Facebook, stay on my link, and stay on my other sites. But let me hear from you, because I made my first promise to bring your word to Washington, D.C. And if it ain't inside me, it's not there. And when I get to Washington, D.C., come on. Help me do that first promise. I'm dead serious on those 3 promises. I said promise, did I not? Thank you for your time. And if you want to see what my 3 promises are, there's a video talking of the 3 promises. 1, to bring your word to Washington, D.C. 2, to ensure Congress knows that they are the servants of the people and the people are not the servants of the government. And 3, to bring leadership to our government. That's the first 3 promises I made. Only promises I made. Everything else we will do together. We will fix together. We will work together. We will unite this nation as one, and we will fix what needs to be done. You all have a nice day. If you want to see what JD's all about, read the Constitution. Go to my videos on YouTube. Look, check it out. Don't condemn me because of something you don't know. Have a nice day. Thank you for listening.